Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so your friends see it. Thank you.
In his final year in office, Obama spent stunning $36.2 million on lawsuits to hide federal records from public. In addition to being the most divisive president in America's history, it appears as though Barack Obama and his regime will also go down as the least transparent administration in history. According to CBS, the Obama administration in its final year in office spent a record $36.2 million on legal costs defending its refusal to turn over federal records under the Freedom of Information Act, according to an Associated Press analysis of new U.S. data that also showed poor performance in other categories measuring transparency in government. For a second consecutive year, the Obama administration set a record for times federal employees told citizens, journalists and others that despite searching they couldn't find a single page of files that were requested. And it set records for outright denial of access to files, refusing to quickly consider requests described as especially newsworthy, and forcing people to pay for records who had asked the government to waive search and copy fees. The government acknowledged when challenged that it had been wrong to initially refuse to turn over all or parts of records in more than one-third of such cases, the highest rate in at least 6 years. In courtrooms, the number of lawsuits filed by news organizations under the Freedom of Information Act surged during the past 4 years, led by the New York Times, Center for Public Integrity and the Associated Press, according to a litigation study by the Transactional Records Access Clearinghouse at Syracuse University. The AP on Monday settled its 2015 lawsuit against the State Department for files about Hillary Clinton's time as Secretary of State, at AP's request, and received $150,546 from the department to cover part of its legal fees. The AP is pending lawsuits against the FBI for records about its decision to impersonate an AP journalist during a criminal investigation and about who helped the FBI hack into a mass shooting suspect's iPhone and how much the government paid to do it. Of the $36.2 million in legal costs fighting such lawsuits last year, the Justice Department accounted for $12 million. The Homeland Security Department for $6.3 million and the Pentagon for $4.8 million. The three departments accounted for more than half the government's total records requests last year. The figures reflect the final struggles of the Obama administration during the 2016 election to meet President Barack Obama's pledge that it was the most transparent administration in history, despite wide recognition of serious problems coping with requests under the information law. It received a record 788,769 requests for files last year and spent a record $478 million answering them and employed 4,263 full-time FOIA employees across more than 100 federal departments and agencies. That was higher by 142 such employees the previous year. CBS. Arrogant Obama livid over what just happened to his Nobel Peace Prize. Many Americans rightfully questioned the honor that Barack Obama was given in being awarded the most prestigious prize one could receive when he was given the Nobel Peace Prize. With only 6 given out each year for outstanding contributions for humanity in chemistry, economics, literature, peace, physics, or physiology or medicine, he didn't seem to fit as the #1 contributor in the world for any of these categories. In fact, his actions as the President of America were directly counter to these noble contributions. Now we know the real reason behind why he was awarded this honor he definitely didn't deserve, which ex-secretary for the Nobel Prize Geir Lundestad admitted to, along with who else could have and should have gotten his Nobel Peace Prize instead of this man who worked diligently at creating a deep divide in our country, which even extended far beyond our borders. In 2009, Barack Obama was given one of the most coveted and prestigious awards a person can receive. The Nobel Peace Prize is awarded to people who stand out for acts of courage and kindness for humanity. An example of a worthy recipient would be Mother Teresa, who given the award for her selflessness and kindness work with people of Calcutta, India. She was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. She spent over 50 years serving people in the slums of Calcutta. Barack, however, did nothing like that. In fact, the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize has been the most controversial so far. Obama beat out many people who were clearly worthy recipients of the award. Yesterday, Jonathan Turley wrote a scathing article about Obama winning the award and what the ex-secretary of the Nobel recently admitted. In Jonathan Turley's blog post yesterday he wrote, "Like many people, I was highly critical of the awarding of the Nobel Award to President Barack Obama in 2009 before he had done anything as president. Now the ex-secretary for the Nobel Prize Geir Lundestad has admitted that Obama did not deserve the prize but rather they thought the award would strengthen Obama. It is a maddening admission that the committee bypassed a list of worthy candidates with proven contributions to humanity to give a boost to someone that the committee simply liked. That would seem grossly unethical, but Lundestad merely acknowledged that it did not seem to work. As I discussed at the time, Obama beat out various more worthy candidates including Dr. Shima Samar, who is an amazingly brave Afghan woman who has risked her life to fight for the rights of women and girls in both Afghanistan and Pakistan. The chairwoman of the Afghan Independent Human Rights Commission, Samar was the first Hazara woman to obtain a medical degree from Kabul University. She has had to repeatedly flee for her life but has insisted on returning time and time again to treat the poor and fight for women's rights, in an area where feminists are routinely killed or sprayed with acid by extremists. For civil libertarians, the comparison of Samar and Obama could not be more striking. Where Obama has repeatedly refused to fight for principle and yielded to politics, in areas like torture, privacy, and detainee rights, Samar has refused to yield on principle, even at the risk of her own life. While Obama was in office less than 2 weeks before his nomination, Samar has spent a lifetime fighting for oppressed women in Afghanistan. Geir Lundestad and his colleagues rejected Samar and others because they wanted to boost Obama. In his memoir entitled Secretary of Peace, Lundestad admits no Nobel Peace Prize ever elicited more attention than the 2009 prize to Barack Obama. Even many of Obama's supporters believe that the prize was a mistake. In that sense, the committee didn't achieve what it had hoped for. That is Lundestad's way of explaining a decision that openly ignored the premise of the prize, ignored humanitarians with inspiring records, and gave the leading humanitarian award to someone with that single credible claim to that prize. Barack Obama should have turned down the award, allowing a worthy recipient to receive it. But of course, arrogant Obama did no such thing. His presidency is filled with these types of occasions. While his actual award may not go to anyone else, in people's minds, they don't acknowledge him as the worthy recipient of it since it was given in vain. We consider the honor to have gone to Samar, or any others, and that respect given to those people for their contributions far outweighs a physical award that everyone feels is grossly underserved. In 2013 Obama won the Enemy Hero of the Year award, again beating out people who actually did something heroic. Barack would be better suited to win an award for his scandals while being the commander-in-chief. He should be recognized for giving the terrorist nation of Iran over $1 billion or providing guns to Mexican cartels. He could win an award for doing nothing in 8 years to remove ISIS or stopping North Korea from terrorizing the world. The list goes on and on. Barack Obama should have never received the Nobel Peace Prize. The world became a much scarier place under his administration. In fact, the current Nobel Committee should remove the award from Obama if they have any hope of preserving the honor it carries, which was cheapened by this single, undeserved recipient. H.T. Jonathan Turley. Busted Obama campaign hired same firm who made Russian dossier to investigate Romney. A new book claims former President Barack Obama hired Fusion GPS to dig up dirt on Romney. Obama used law firm Perkins Coie to hide payment to Fusion GPS. The Clinton campaign would later do the same thing to investigate Trump. The Barack Obama presidential campaign hired Fusion GPS in 2012 to dig up dirt on Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney, according to a book released on Tuesday. The Obama campaign hid its payments to Fusion GPS through its law firm, Perkins Coie. The arrangement is similar to the one that the Clinton campaign and Democratic National Committee used to pay Fusion for its investigation of then-candidate Donald Trump in 2016. Dossier coincidences pile up. In 2012, Fusion GPS was hired to do opposition research on Mitt Romney for Barack Obama's re-election campaign, reads Russian Roulette, the inside story of Putin's war on America and Donald Trump's election. The book is written by Michael Isikoff and David Korn, two veteran reporters who met during the 2016 campaign with Steele and Fusion GPS founder Glenn Simpson. As had become standard practice in the shadowy world of Oppo research, the Obama campaign's payments to Fusion GPS were never publicly disclosed. The money paid to the investigative firm was reported on campaign disclosure reports as legal bills to the campaign's law firm, Perkins Coie, the book reads. The Obama for America committee paid Perkins Coie around $3 million during the 2012 election cycle, according to filings with the Federal Election Commission. A vast majority of the payments were earmarked for legal services. It is not clear how the law firm paid Fusion GPS for its research on Romney, a former Massachusetts governor. Perkins Coie received more than $12 million from the Clinton campaign and DNC during the 2016 election cycle. Fusion GPS was paid just over $1 million for its research on Trump. The Oppo firm paid Steele just under $178,000 for his work on the dossier.